Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Really glad you're here today.
We're excited to have you here today. We're going to be talking about some ideas for sharing gratitude with your clients and systematizing how you go about doing that. So we've got a lot to get into today. Thrilled to have you here. If you are new, welcome. We do this every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. It's a great opportunity for you to get to know AttractWell and then, of course, to maybe learn a little something you can take and put to use in your business. As you're coming in, head over into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. I do see some familiar names, but also some that I maybe haven't met yet. So welcome. We're excited to have you. Greg and I are going to pop out a video and head over into our content here for today, where we're going to be talking about providing gratitude to our clients. Obviously, here in the month of November in the US, we're thinking about Thanksgiving. Gratitude is often a major theme. Here, I know we're just a few weeks past Canadian Thanksgiving, but let's take a moment to be here for this theme, this time of year, where we really start reflecting on what has gone well for us and what we're grateful for. And if we aren't, as a practice, expressing that gratitude for the people who have chosen to work with us, we're missing a massive opportunity to both meet people with that gratitude that they should receive, but to also really foster depth of connection in our connections and our relationships so that we can really move that forward in a powerful way, whether that means new opportunities with that client, referrals, etc. So welcome, excited to have you. This is, by the way, Diane, I see the question here. We will be working together live on this call, but our office hours calls, the second half of these are dedicated to working together one-on-one. So we will work together. Just hang tight and I'll be bringing you out here shortly. Thanks for your patience. All right. So again, we're going to talk about creative ways to show appreciation today. We're going to talk about how to use AttractWell to do it and how to automate some of these processes without losing the human touch. Right. So today we're going to talk about how to strengthen client relationships with simple, thoughtful gestures. We'll talk about how to use AttractWell's contact manager, automations features, campaigns to make gratitude something that's easily repeatable. So it's not something that you have to always be thinking about, but you also are not going to drop the ball. We'll talk about some creative ideas for client gifting and how to turn appreciation into retention, renewals, and referrals. And of course, as always, live help and Q&A we handle in the second half of the call. So if you do have questions as we're going through today's content, feel free to add them to the Q&A. If your questions are unrelated, they're welcome as well. Here live on the call, I've got Greg here who created the platform, who is happy to answer questions too. If you are watching this as a replay, go ahead and join us at attractwell.com/office hours. We're live on Zoom every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And on these calls, you have the opportunity, as Diana signed up to do today, to work together one-on-one. So the second half of these calls are actually dedicated to whatever you want to work on together. So we do have one person signed up for that here today that we'll be getting to here shortly, but you can reserve this opportunity as well. If you go to attractwell.com/work review, whatever you want to work on in your AttractWell system, we can get into here together. Now, if you'd like to hand off your projects to someone on our team to do them for you, that's also a fantastic option. We've got expert copywriters, designers, and folks who know how to handle migrations at the ready to help you get done whatever you dream in AttractWell. All right, so let's talk about gratitude as a growth strategy. So at the end of the day, our client appreciation, it's not just about being nice, right? It's not just about delivering what was paid for, right? It's ultimately a smart business move because one happy client is better for your marketing than any amount of dollars you can put into a marketing campaign, right? That story, that testimony is going to be something that fuels your business in a very unique way. And so the happier people are about you and what you do for them, the better this is going to be for you. So when your clients feel seen and valued, they're more likely to buy again, to refer others, to share positive feedback. And that gratitude is also what keeps your business human. This is, I think, particularly important for those of us who sell things at scale, right? Who maybe we don't have as much of a direct interaction with the individuals who are on our list. This really allows us to really retain more of a human experience, which in this day and age, people truly are starving for, right? And we do want to make sure that we make this doable for you by automating the simple parts so that this is something that you can engage with sustainably. Now, the first thing I want to encourage you to do is make sure that you are segmenting your list. So, your contact list, your contacts file in AttractWell, you want to use tags to separate current clients, past clients or alumni of your programs, and anyone who might be a referral partner. That way, you can easily search for, identify these folks, and take some of these actions that we'll talk about here today. We're going to add notes in your contact manager, of course, for these individuals where you are working with clients, alumni, referral partners about any key milestones or personal details that are worth remembering and recalling later on. And what you can do with automation is really powerful in AttractWell is when a program ends or when a purchase completes, you can actually use an automation to apply a thank you campaign, a new tag to a contact, or even a follow-up plan automatically. We are going to explore some of these features here in just a bit. So, we're talking about keeping the human touch while also making it possible for you to achieve this connection without it taking up all of your time, right? So, some ideas to this end would be to maybe create a campaign that delivers thank you messages or holiday notes on a schedule. In AttractWell, you can create date-based campaigns. So, if you wanted something to be seasonal, obviously, right now in November here in the US, lots of holidays coming up. You might want to create a little drip sequence that would just delight the people that you have already served, maybe providing something to them that is especially for them. You can use automations as well to trigger the sending of gifts or check-in messages at the right time. Automations in AttractWell are a feature that can really be tied to just about any client or contact rather, or system action. So if a link is clicked, if a lesson is completed, if a message is sent, all of these things can trigger actions that you can have the system take on your behalf. And follow-up plans, which I want to really spend some time on today, are really just a way for you to remind yourself to do things in a systematized way. So maybe some manual gesture like mailing a handwritten card or sending a small gift, or even just reaching out in some very personal way to connect with someone. Follow-up plans are a sequential set of steps that you can be reminded to follow with any contact in your system. And the goal at the end of the day here is to make gratitude something that's consistent, that's not robotic, something that's genuine and repeatable, but that doesn't take up too much of your time. So, some ideas for how we can show up for our clients, maybe gifting for our clients digitally. This is a very easy thing you can do. You can maybe provide exclusive content, maybe bonus replays, resource bundles, or access to a mini course. So, for someone who has maybe completed a particular program of yours, you are just delighting them with something that they didn't expect, right? So obviously there are bonuses and things that you can deliver when someone purchases something from you, but it is always just a little something extra that can go a long way. Right? Physical options as well. You can send out handwritten cards, branded notebooks, maybe a journal or something that you have created that you can send out to your clients, tea or coffee samples, or even donation cards, right? Especially getting closer to the holiday season. You could also combine these, right? A thank you message with a mailed gift can make a lasting impression. Even sending, depending, obviously, if you've got high ticket clients, sending something like flowers on their birthday or some kind of confection or something that's just a little bit extra really can land in a very special way. And especially if you are working with high ticket offers where people are investing a great deal to work with you, I really recommend that you consider sending something physical once a year. And then you want to keep these gifts meaningful, personal, and aligned with your brand's values, right? So, if you are someone who, well, I don't want to get too far into the details here, but really what I would encourage you to do, you don't necessarily need to create your own swag. This isn't about branding yourself per se. This is about communicating with your clients, right? And so just make sure that whatever the gift is in alignment with what it is that you do and what it is that you provide, unless it is, something as universally simple as, sending nice chocolates or flowers. All right. Now, addresses are something that you can collect with AttractWell, and you can add this into your onboarding process using forms in AttractWell. So you can customize page forms to request mailing addresses, and you can actually export your contact information out of AttractWell for you to easily go and take that contact information, put it into a label making software or platform to make it very easy for you to just print off the labels that you need for the contacts that you have. And then, of course, you can go right away and mail those and be done, right? And this page that you use to collect contact information can be a part of the onboarding process. It could certainly be a part of the payment process. And this, at the end of the day, gives you that physical address that you would need for gifting. And turning that thanks into growth, if you after you send a message, I would encourage you to follow up with a gentle invitation to share feedback or a testimonial, because the best opportunity to get what you want is after you've given someone what they want, right? So even though they weren't expecting it, they're delighted that they have received this heartfelt message from you. A really gentle nudge at this point to encourage them while they're in that moment of positive reception of you. That's a great opportunity to ask just a very small, quick favor to have them, submit a testimonial, fill out a form, etc. And then after a course or program is completed that you offer, you can use an automation in AttractWell to apply perhaps a short campaign that invites your happy clients to refer others to maybe a discovery call or to get a free thing that you offer or to just purchase something that you're selling. And then those recognition emails that you can send, shout outs, thank you mentions on social, keep appreciation visible and contagious. So, where this is appropriate, obviously, provided that your work isn't sensitive or bound by non-disclosure, actually celebrating in a more public way the progress that your clients are making, right? I think that this could be particularly helpful if you are working in fitness and in wellness, where people are maybe focusing on weight loss or growth in a very specific or athletic way. That's going to be a great way for you to not just provide really great gratitude, feedback, and recognition for your clients, but those also serve as just massively powerful marketing for that type of business. Now, to make this sustainable, you want to make sure that you are batching what you're doing. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that we are working in a way that is not reactive, but that is proactive. And so I would make a point once a quarter to kind of batch what this looks like, collect the client contact information, right, and start prepping for what you plan to do, right? So don't wait. If you're going to be sending something over the Christmas holidays, for instance, I would maybe consider start working on that in November, right? And or even October, so that you're well prepared. And then, of course, you can log whatever it is that you're doing in your contact manager as well, so that you've got those records of the things that you've done. You can use tags in AttractWell as well to mark who's received what type of gift to avoid any kind of duplication if this is something that you vary. And then you can update your automations on an annual or quarterly basis with any kind of fresh campaign copy and new dates so that your appreciation stays timely and authentic. So let's go explore some of these features in AttractWell so that we can see what this actually looks like here together. Let me see if it'll let me do this. There we go. All right, so from inside of AttractWell, what we want to do here first, and what I'd like to draw your attention to here first, is under the settings, it's this feature called follow-up plans. Now, this, if you do nothing else to, sort of establish a pattern of gratitude and sharing gratitude with your clients, I hope that you do this because this is going to be the sort of internal reminder that you receive to take a specific action with clients at a particular stage in the process of working together. So I'm going to go here to click Add. And this is going to be maybe a post-program gratitude. And I'm going to add a follow-up plan here. And then from here, I can provide myself with things to do, right? So here, beginning on maybe the day of, I want to maybe double check for mailing address. because I plan to send something. So after they have completed a program, I want to check for a mailing address. Maybe I also want to uh, look up or try to figure out favorite color, right? Or just something like that, right? What's a thing that I want to do? Maybe I'm going to order flowers or something like that, right? So I would go ahead and make sure that I am, let's see. Actually, why don't you guys tell me in the chat? What are some ways that you like to follow up with and share gratitude with your clients? And we can explore some use cases together so that I'm not just pulling things off the top of my head. I will go ahead and do that though for now. So I want to check for a mailing address. I want to um, maybe send a congratulations. Let me see if I can type. Yeah, congratulatory uh, post on social. I'm going to make sure that I do that, maybe tag them. And so I just need to be reminded to do these things. And then I will be able to also, and I'll maybe do this within a week of checking for their address, schedule send of card and flowers, right? If that's what I'm doing, I'm going to click add here. And there we go. All right, so once I have this follow-up plan in place, this is something that I can use in automation to apply. And this is where it gets really exciting because I know that there are certain things that I want to do when I am when I'm working with someone, and I need to be reminded to do it. It's not something that I want I don't want automation to do all of this for me, right? So once I have this, it's called post program gratitude, I'm going to go back over to settings in AttractWell, and I'm going to create an automation, and I'm going to add an automation. And I'm also going to call this post program gratitude, right? I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to apply that follow-up plan. Post program gratitude, add action, and I'm going to add this automation. Now, I could also perhaps include a campaign here. Now, this campaign is maybe something that, here, I'm just going to go ahead and name it the same thing, post program gratitude. Here, I will create, I will add a message. This will go out as soon as they have completed their program. So I'm going to say, congratulations. I'll put in their contact tag. All right, congratulations, contact first name. You did it, right? You may choose to send something that's more personal. You may want to remind yourself. This is why the follow-up plans are so valuable, because you might want to actually just write something yourself for this person, right? But if you want to make sure that you've got your bases covered right away, I am going to make this a basic email editor, quick message. And I'm just going to write a quick message that says, hey, I'm so proud of you and all the progress you've made. And then I would actually write something. You know, when I set out to make this program, I imagined that it would be this and that and the other. And it's blown me away because I see people like you who are doing things like X, Y, and Z. And I'm just so grateful for you and the opportunity to work together and see your goals realized, right? And then I might say down here at the bottom, when you have a free minute, could you fill this out so I can share your story with the community, right? And then what I'm going to do is maybe look for, and I don't know that I have one of here. Oh, here we go. Testimonial request form. Haha, there it is. So I'm going to insert that right here. And I'm going to call this share your story. I'm going to make this a button. Actually, no, I'm not. So I'm going to say share your story here. Talk soon. And then my name. All All right, so once that's done, I could actually come back over here to this automation. I can add this to it as well. Let me go find that. Post-program gratitude, add action. So I'm reminded that I need to go and check in with this person, but I'm also going to send them something right away, right? So now that this is here, what I can do is I'm going to go find my private client vaults, right? So maybe I've got something. Here we go. Maybe after they finish this group program, um, modules are done. After they have finished this last lesson here, I can come down here under advanced and attach this automation. Post-program gratitude. I'm going to save the changes. And so now, after they have been through all of these lessons, automatically after they hit complete on this lesson, I'm going to be reminded to double check and make sure I have their address. And a message is going to go out on my behalf right away that congratulates them for completing that lesson. Now I could add more lesson or sorry, more content to that campaign, and perhaps I might say, hey, you did such a great job. I've got a present for you, right? And then you could put a link in there where they can get access to maybe a course that you're going to give them for free. And maybe that is something that you use as, the opener to a secondary conversation where you might be able to have them join another program that you have, right? So this really is a sort of uh, beginning with, I want to recognize you and I want to give you something with no expectation of anything other than, your receipt of this thing. And then that naturally becomes an opportunity from which you can grow, where opportunities do show up. I want to get into any questions here because I want to make sure that you guys can kind of see um, all of the features we've talked about here in action. I know I haven't gotten into the tags and segmentation just yet, but I do think that the follow-up plans, the automations that apply them, and the campaigns are going to be a really key part of this. One thing I do want to make sure that you guys are able to see and take advantage of are we did a training recently on forms where I showed how you can get people's physical addresses in your intake process. So I am going to make sure you guys go find that as well. All right. Alicia says, if you can check out our About Us page, created it using the template, tweaked a lot of things, looks good on laptop, but on mobile, it looks messed up. Okay, yes, we can definitely look at that together in here in just a bit after I bring Diane out. Also, we're seeing the logo twice on our Insights and blog page, which is created automatically. How do I change the pre-built pages, settings, or layout? Okay, excellent. Alicia, I will be bringing you out after I chat with Diane. And really quick, just again, as promised, if you are unclear at all on how to capture the mailing addresses, physical addresses of people, I want to find preferences, I think is what I called this. Communication preferences, yeah. And so I did a training recently on communication preferences. And if we actually preview this page, you can see that I've got their name, email, and phone, but I also have the address, city, state, postal code, country. All of this you can actually capture on a page. And the training that you can find, if you go over here to the Success Academy, we'll go to live training and replays. And if you type in preferences, we actually did this very recently. Yeah, here it is right here, right? So you can actually follow that one there. And I believe the testimonial one that we did recently, which is that page that I linked to in the campaign, we did very recently. And you can see, let me see, this one right here, using testimonials for growth. And really, there's a lot of these here that we get into where that's concerned. But yeah, you can basically just use the page form to collect whatever it is that you'd like. All right, Diane, I will be bringing you out here to be able to speak, so we can actually chat back and forth about what you are wanting to do. So here we go. You should be able to unmute. Hi,
Awesome.
how can we
Hi.
help?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of
I
course.
appreciate your time. So I guess I have a few questions.
Hmm.
Actually, what Alicia was asking about the mobile view,
Hmm.
we are curious that how to, because we are trying to build a custom website, and then how we look at from a laptop is so different from the mobile. So that reminds me, I wanted to know how to make sure the mobile view when people look at our website from their cell phones and so forth is looking correctly. So
Excellent.
that's the
Okay.
first one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And
mhm.
which page would
Yeah,
that be?
that would be faithfullegal.com.
Hmm.
So if you go to the website, we are completely customizing the whole website, right? So
Hmm.
it won't be just one page, it will be the whole thing. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
And oh, thank you
Hmm.
for clicking the reject on that blue box
Hmm.
I you just did. Every time it popping up, it almost took the same whole page when I'm looking at the cell phone. Is there a way to minimize that, the disclaimer?
Hmm. That is a good question. Greg, do you have thoughts on that? The size of the
Y-
tracking pop-up?
That cookie
Yeah.
banner. Right now, I mean, there is a way I think you can turn it off. It's mostly
Oh,
in there for European, but it's under, I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure it's under contact settings, general settings,
is
or
it?
maybe it's
Okay.
customized by site. I can go look for it here a little bit. It's under like advanced. There's a way to turn off the cookie notice banner.
Oh,
Maybe it's
really?
down there.
Oh, that.
I will have
Let's
to.
see.
Let me do a little digging too and see if I can
Okay.
find it. But then you could, if you needed that or wanted that, then you could go find your own
Exactly.
cookie
It
notice
just,
thing.
yeah, right now it's just, I guess a little disruptive when we're,
Right.
trying to just get the customers looking at the website and then every single time they go and it's like taking the whole page. But anyway, thank you for finding that out. If you can just, put in the chat once you get a chance to look into it, that would be great.
Yeah. So, Diane, which
Hmm.
pages on your website? I think Alicia said the main page is the About Me. So yeah, let's take a look
Yeah,
at the
sure.
setup of this. And
Oh, I see the phone button just now. If you click view, right? Is
mhm.
that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here, I'm
Oh,
gonna go back over to one
I think
second.
you just
Okay. Go.
glanced. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, glanced
Yeah,
over the.
yeah,
Wait. Okay, if you can go back, how can we get to this page? You see, like I don't know how to move to
yeah.
the mobile
So
version.
yeah, so over here, you go from your AttractWell menu to pages, and you go to the page that you're
Pages.
working on, and that's this
Okay.
About Me page. So now we're
Oh.
here. Um,
Oh, okay. So it's on the
and
right hand side. Oh, or in the main menu, there's a phone preview.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This the phone preview is up here at the top in the editor when you're in the editor. Yeah, so you can click to look at here's what it looks like on a computer. Here's what it
Yeah,
looks like on a tablet. Here's what it looks like on mobile.
the phone. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So we
Uh,
can add each of the view basically from each of the preview.
That's right. And so what you would want to do to make sure that you are showing up well on mobile is you're going to want to maybe make a copy of your section. So like this one,
Mm,
for instance, this one's not working so well on mobile, right?
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
what I would do here is I'm going to keep this one for the larger devices. So I'm going to close these out. So you can see those are X'd out there. And I'm going to make this one to where it's not visible on larger devices. And then what I would do in my content here for this itself, let me see. I want
Mm,
to, what I would do here is I think I would want to center this. I'm not exactly sure how all of this column is set up here. Um, Let me
mm-hmm.
see what our padding is like here. No, maybe it's a
Yeah,
section setting.
if you can make our mobile view at least viewable because it's like
Yeah.
half of the head right now. It's really rare and we're struggling there.
Okay. I don't really understand what's happening here where this is concerned. So what I would do actually
Yeah.
is I would probably just create a new section that would be mobile only. So here I'm going to go one column, no header.
Mm,
I would put that image in, and that was, I believe, this one. And then this copy, let me see if I can just grab this here.
I
Yeah.
think Greg is saying something, stacking a non-background image above the text.
Here we go. So I'm going to put all of this in here. And so that is centered now. And then what I'll do in the section itself is I will increase the padding
Okay.
to the top and bottom.
Okay.
Right. So I would, basically just get the padding to where I want it. And this is going to cover, that's going to be fine. But yeah, I would add top and bottom padding. I would obviously adjust, just however you want it. But again, not showing this on desktop, only showing this on mobile. And obviously this isn't done, but you can see how this is quite different here. What I would probably do, just because depending on the width of the mobile device, you might not really get the I don't know, the sort of orientation of the photo that you want. Um, what you might choose to do here is something like this. I might grab this element here and maybe add a background color to it so that it gives a little bit more of something, to pop off of, right? For one, so you can actually read that better now. But also on mobile, it might be that this very sort of wide screen oriented image might not be the best choice. It might be better to use something that is maybe oriented more for mobile. So like a photo that you might use on Instagram versus one that you would use on the website, I would maybe put in a section like this. So I might choose a different photo. But the other thing you can do here with this background image, and I can go back here to this, is I can choose to center this and see what happens. And again, it's just a matter of tweaking these controls. So you can see now I can see a little bit of you, but maybe I want to move this over even more so to the right, and let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so that's, so we can actually kind of tool around with this until we kind of get what we're looking for, right? Now, again, I don't know that this is necessarily the best combination of copy and photo to use for a mobile setting. I might do something a little bit differently, just kind of depending on what you're working with. But yeah, you can see now the difference if we have the computer view. And I would even maybe consider using that like background opacity here, because there's a little bit of legibility issue here with the dark background and the darker colored font. That's, of course, it's working well enough on this type of device. And then on mobile, we could see you there as well. So, but so the trick here is to have a separate section for the mobile and portrait tablet devices, and one that's for the wider like desktop devices.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try that out. But back to the consent, right? The
Mm-hmm.
advanced options that Greg was saying. Do you know where's the customize my site button?
Yeah, that's going to be under your website menu. It's right here where it says customize my site.
Oh, under the website menu. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds great. And then we got that, and we'll play around with the other ones. So we are launching a mini offer right towards the end of the year. And I think I built it out in the system already, but I want just to make sure. Is there a way that we can do a trial purchase or just to see everything flows? Like if people book something, they will receive the email and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So for a paid offer, depending on what where it is that you are offering the paid offer, you could give yourself
It's
a
a
coupon code, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got
just
it.
use a coupon code that brings it to zero. Um,
Mm,
and and
I
then
can try it out that way.
yeah, then you'll be able to see how it all works that way. Mhm.
Okay. So while you're here, can you quickly take a look at it just to make sure, like
Yeah,
to see if it's set up correctly from your eyes?
yeah.
It should be under the products. And then the the offer is the Faithful Legal Year-End Foundation check. Um, and then you can see it's like the $297.
Hmm.
So the idea is that people, obviously they view the product, they add it to the cart. There's an add-on option if they want to, and then they paid. After they pay, they can do three things. One is they will receive an email containing a checklist download that's connect to my Google Drive. That's a link in that email. The second one in the email is a scheduling link that people can schedule a call with me to discuss.
Hmm.
Um, and then the third one is it's obviously just just making sure it's also captured in our contacts and everything in the system.
Yeah. Okay. So they will be added to your system at the point of purchase just by like that's
Default.
a
Okay.
part. Yeah, it's by default.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Um, Greg, I don't have quite as much experience with the with the store functions for testing something like this. What would be the best way to maybe give yourself a coupon code to purchase something like this,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can test the flow?
I think so. Or I can't remember exactly which ways work. I know Stripe supports they have started to support a little bit of $0 transactions, but the safest one would be like a $1 coupon code,
Mhm.
I can do
99%
one
off or something like
dollar just to make sure everything flows. So
that.
how where do I set up that coupon again?
Yeah, so that is going to be, I believe, it'd be
Uh-huh.
here under
Uh,
coupons in the
oh,
store.
okay. Okay. So
Oh, there you go. Coupon secret here.
so maybe
Um,
I can just use that and
yeah,
try.
so this is in the cart. I've got a quantity of one. I'm going to use this and see if it works.
Yeah.
Excellent. Check out now. Um,
Okay.
I'll create an account with the email.
Or if it's easier, you can, I guess, use wait, with using my email if you don't. Oh, it's actually take up the whole thing. Okay, great.
Mm. Yeah, actually, that was kind of strange. I don't know why I did that. It doesn't normally, Greg doesn't normally go over to Stripe for that though, right? I mean, is that,
The store
um,
does, yeah,
the
it
store
has the
does.
Stripe
Okay.
checkout page because it supports taxes and shipping and a few other
Okay,
things.
got you. Okay. Yeah, so that would then, here, I'm going to do that one more time. That's in the cart. Check out now.
So they have to sign up for it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
okay, if you can let me know if you received an email from that describing what we discussed, um, that would be great.
Excellent. So that's done there. And I should have here, I've got a receipt that just came in.
Okay.
All right. And then yeah, the next email should be coming in any moment now. So it is working. And
It
what you
is
want to
working
have,
from the screen right now.
yeah.
Um,
So what you want to have happen after someone completes this purchase,
mhm.
let me see if we come down here, after someone places an order, do this. Another thing that you might choose to do here
Mm.
is to run an automation. Greg, a redirect automation would work from the store as well, right? So if I wanted to send them to a page like after they purchased.
So because the store can purchase, 10 different things, it can only send you to one place. So you can edit the store settings and there's a way to like change where it goes after any purchase, but there isn't a way, so like that automation isn't going to forward them to a specific page because they could buy three things that need three different destinations.
Got you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
that makes
think that's
sense.
why
Okay.
I put a little note at the bottom instead
Mm-hmm.
of sending a URL.
Mm-hmm.
Um, basically asking them to check the emails for the next steps.
Yeah. And that did
And you
Um,
show
can put
up.
a custom page after the store is finished under store settings. There's a way to pick a custom page that they see.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So this campaign, it sends immediately. So let's also
Uh-huh.
take a quick look and see. There I am right there.
Did you receive that email yet or?
I I think yeah, there it is. It says you're booked, foundation checkup and checklist inside. Yeah, so this is the campaign message.
Oh, good.
The exact one that we were just looking at together. Yeah. Um, yeah,
All right. So
it showed up.
because before we announce that, I just want to make sure it actually works.
Yeah, it is
And
working.
I appreciate you double checking on that.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want it to take too much of your time, but yeah, Alicia, is listening here. Alicia, I don't know if you have any other questions, but I think I wanted to, I see you in the Q&A. Thank you for reminding me of the questions too. Appreciate everyone's help. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. So there was an issue. Seeing your logo on your Insights and blog page twice. So
Oh,
let's,
yeah, 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 that too. I was
okay.
telling Alicia, I was asking her how to remove one or replace one so that we don't, um, people don't just get so confused after they open up the page and see two logos.
Yeah, yeah. So let me get back my share here and we can take a look at that. Okay, so this is for your blog.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh,
One is
wrong
for the
blog.
whole website, but I think if we can just replace out the one in the blog or even delete
Mm,
it. You see what I mean? Like
yes.
if you see on the cell phone, you will be literally seeing the same
Yeah.
one stacking on each other.
Yeah, so that's going to be under a personalized blog, and all you need to do is just maybe
Oh, oh,
instead of putting that here,
hmm.
you might just keep this part instead of the
Okay.
logo, right? Because the logo is
Oh
going to be
yeah, can
there
you just
anyway.
delete that? Perfect.
Hmm.
Maybe that would just do the trick.
Yeah.
When
So now it's there and not,
beautiful.
yeah, that'll work
So that would,
better.
unless we figure out a better logo for actually the blog, but this one would directly take people to the blogs more directly. I like that.
Yeah, I think that if you're going to use an image up here, I think like the blog banner setting in Canva is like a very nice large one. And it'd be a nice place to actually include, some kind of visual like photo, like a photo-based graphic that could show up in the background there. Or you can just, let it be what it is, just like this. I
Yeah,
think this is
yeah,
fine
let's
too.
just keep it like that for now. I think that will help fix already the current concern. Um
Excellent. Yeah. So that's where that one is. And did I understand that this was happening elsewhere? Or here, let me see.
what do you mean elsewhere?
Oh, I think I saw
Oh
maybe Alicia
yeah,
had said that there were things that were showing up in multiple spots, and that's the shop, and that's um obviously those have their own images that can be modified.
maybe we just need to replace some of them so it's not as duplicated.
Yeah, yeah. So keeping this really for the logo section of your website and then maybe modifying these to be more
Mm,
representative of the individual things that they're purchasing. What about this one here? I just want to poke through
yeah,
and
that's
double
the
check.
blog.
All right,
Hmm.
great. And then, yeah, on the about page, great. Yeah,
So yeah, we're still looking at this. I need to review this more, but once we wanted to first fix the phone preview and then finalize the wordings and the pictures, and I think that's the next step.
excellent. Yeah, I mean, if you're focusing on the U.S. market, I don't think that it's quite as much of an issue
Hmm.
with that banner pop up. There are obviously
Right.
significant legal repercussions if you're going to be showing up in the EU. But that was under customize my site. If you guys wanted to even like set it out, turn it off temporarily under customize my site under advanced options. I did go ahead and uncheck that for you. So that banner is not going to show up anymore.
Beautiful.
But yeah,
Okay.
if for whatever reason you do plan to, have your website circulate in the EU, then it would be an important setting to put back on.
Yeah, I think we will just put a privacy notice in the actual website that's relevant to our services and audience instead of using the generic ones and that's taking up, the whole page every time people go to the website.
Yeah, Alicia had one more question here about when you click
Hmm.
on contact details that pop up. So
Hmm.
if you go to My Simple Site, the image that shows up is going to be the one here's that about section. This is what's going to show up as the photo. And then the information that shows up in that pop-up is going to be whatever is here under my contact info. So if there is a particular email address or contact or phone number rather that you want to be displayed, it's going to be whatever shows up here under contact info. And you can also, I mean, that built-in contact pop-up, it's not something that you have to use. I think it's very useful, but if if you really want control over how something like that works, you could always just, use a pop-up on an individual page.
Got it. Uh, that is amazing. And thank you
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
confirming and helping us with everything.
Yeah, happy to help. You're welcome to come back anytime.
Yeah, if we need, we may book another call, but I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
Hmm.
All right. Randy says, I haven't used follow-up plans yet. Is this a feature we can use to send ourselves notes? For example, the week a client is in a timed program. Absolutely, Randy. Yes. So what you would want to do is first sort of establish what the cadence is of the steps you need to make sure that you follow. And you would have that follow-up plan apply to that client maybe at the point of purchase, or you would bulk apply that contact or that follow-up plan to the contacts in that program. It just kind of depends on how you run the program, right? So if everyone, so let's just say, for instance, the live part of a program starts on a particular day. I would maybe have a campaign that's communicating what's happening for the program, right? And then I would maybe attach that automation with the follow-up plan in it on that day one of the program or the day before or whatever. And you can use negative values in a follow-up plan as well, which is particularly cool if you're planning events and things like that. You want to remind yourself to do things before that date. But yeah, absolutely. That is basically a way to systematize your to-dos for anything that you don't want the system or, kind of the robots, if you will, to do for you, right? So if you don't want a robot you to reach out, but you want to be prompted to reach out and say something, then a follow-up plan is what you want to use. And real quick, real important, if you're using follow-up plans, let me get logged into an account that I can share here. But if you're using follow-up plans, it's very, very important that you go to your contact settings, to your general settings, and make sure that you have this box checked. Because this means AttractWell system will send you on a daily basis your list of to-dos, activity in the system, who's done what, who's clicked what, who's watched what. And of course, if there are specific things that you want to be reminded to do, you can get a full digest of what that looks like on a daily basis. Otherwise, if you're on your dashboard, when you log into AttractWell and you scroll down, you can see your to-dos for today, and all of those are there. These are obviously past due, but you'll be able to see those here. And then this contacts you may wish to reach out to. Those are going to be based on contact ratings. And then if you are using follow-up plans for your events, those will populate here, which is pretty cool. All right, Denny says, I'm curious if my blog banner is too large. I think I used the template given. Yeah, do you let me know. You want to come out and chat? We can take a look at that. Pop your hand up, let me know. But I will take a look either way. Oh, you're in a Starbucks. No worries. I'll pull you up and we'll take a quick look. All right. All right. So here's your blog. Yeah. So this is the Canva blog banner. So this is actually pretty standard for anybody that has a blog, like having an image up at the top of their blog above the fold. Um, that is certainly an option, and that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody needs to do it, but if you like it and it works for you, then you should do it. I think it's fine, personally. When we go into our individual blog posts, again, it's an opportunity to brand the blog. And so if that matters to you, then by all means you can keep that there. Um, I think it can do a lot, but it's not necessarily necessary for everyone. Randy says, I have a 16-week one-on-one program and previously used a separate system to remind myself where they are in their weeks. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. This is particularly going to be important if you have something that's as long as that and you need to keep up with people who, may or may not be at different stages of that process. That's really where the value of follow-up plans are going to come into play for you. All right. Diane says, why does my events not appear on the daily reminder and upcoming? So your events, if by events you mean like actual events in the system, what the daily digest or the to-dos are that you get from AttractWell, those are really based on your literal to-dos in the system, right? So when you have a to-do for a particular contact, right, because you've used a follow-up plan or you've given yourself a to-do, those are going to be the things that show up there. I don't think, and Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that like your literal upcoming events, like, you have this event today is going to show up in that email. I actually haven't studied that. I don't think that it does. Although that is an interesting thing to consider, maybe as a wish list item to put events, coming up like tomorrow or today or what have you, or if you have bookings, maybe seeing a digest of that as well. But yeah, the way that is set up most simply is that if you have to-dos for your contacts or for your events, then those to-dos are going to show up in the email. All right, the follow-up plan for when people are in different places of program, how do you do that? Yes, you just create one follow-up plan. So like was mentioned previously, if you have a 16-week program, you're going to have certain things that you do on day 0 right away. So the first day that it starts, you want to make sure you've done a couple of things, but then you need to be reminded on day 7 and day 14 and day 21, etc., right, to do certain things, maybe on a weekly basis. And so you create a follow-up plan that has day 0, here's what I do, day 7, here's what I do, day 14, here's what I do, and on through that entire 16-week period. And like I mentioned before, depending on how you initiate your program, because it could be that, okay, I wouldn't apply the follow-up plan at the time of purchase, right? Because not everyone is going to buy it exactly the same time, right? But unless this is a one-on-one client, right? So if it's a group program, then you might do this differently, or if it's anyway, how you apply this varies. I would use a campaign, perhaps, so that on the day that they receive that campaign of the program starting, I just want to make sure that the way I'm communicating this is as valuable to the people who are doing group programs as it is to the people who are not. Because if it's if it's one-on-one, then you could just apply the follow-up plan to the contact as just part of getting started. Or if it's one-on-one and they literally are starting right away when they pay, then you could attach that automation at the time of purchase. So you got a couple of different options there, but the way that can actually show you what to do for whom based on where they are is literally just going to be based on when that follow-up plan got applied. So could that have been at the point of purchase? Yes. Or if a whole bunch of people joined into a group program and you want to apply the follow-up plan all at once, then I might use a campaign to apply it, on the actual start date, if there is like a calendar commencement date. I would go about it that way. So yeah, no, follow-up plans provide you with that. And honestly, I mean, why not? If you're using follow-up plans to help you stay engaged throughout how you're serving someone through a one-on-one offer or a course or a program, go ahead and go beyond the length of the program and insert those reminders for yourself to share gratitude, right? And of course, you can incorporate these into your campaigns as well. And consider using an automation at the close of a program. We did do a training on offboarding previously. If you search offboarding in our Success Academy library, you'll be able to find this. But you can change their tag, right? So if they're no longer an active client in a program, you can maybe change their tag from client to alumni, right? And so now they become a new segment of your list that you can be communicating with for different purposes, right? Because if they're not an active client, we don't want to forget about them, right? We want to express gratitude and maybe invite them to work more closely in other ways or to refer their friends. All right, really appreciate you guys taking the time here today. We will be back here same time next week. And if you have requests for something that you would like to learn, we're always looking for new ways to share ways that you can grow with AttractWell. So if you've got an interesting use case and you want some exploration around what that looks like, we might create a training just for you. Matter of fact, we've got a multiple user training in the pipeline for a couple of folks who found themselves here growing a business together that are going to combine with AttractWell. So multiple users doing multiple things, multiple payouts, etc. We're going to explore some pretty exciting stuff here coming up soon. So yeah, be in touch with us. We're in our Facebook group. You can reach us at support@attractwell.com. And we look forward to seeing you back here same time next week. Have a great week, everybody.